It's Thursday, August 6th, 2020.
In 1/2 mile, arrive at 2260 International Parkway on the right.
And I'm here in North Canton, Ohio. Just about ready to hopefully come to the Maps Air Museum. And there it is.
Arriving at 2260 International Parkway on the right.
A pretty small, my understanding is, pretty small air museum. But I've intended to come here for a few years and just never seem to get the time when I'm in the area. So this time I'm making a point of it. Their temporary hours right now are Tuesday from 10 to 2, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 2, and Sunday from 11 till 3.
For a long time, I didn't have a car.
Yeah, for a long time. Oh, where are they? Oh, they changed colors.
It's a Ranger L440. And a Continental A40 engine. A Lycoming 0435. A Curtis OX5.
That's right.
Over here we have a General Electric J79 turbojet.
Any questions? I'll be around. Check on you.
Allison V1710. That's a Ranger 770. And a Klimov VK1F from the Soviet Union turbojet. Cutaway of a Pratt & Whitney R2800. This is a General Electric Allison J33. It's a Westinghouse J30 WE20 turbojet. That's a Link instrument trainer from World War II. There's a A4 Skyhawk marked up as Blue Angels. This one came in from the Chanute Aerospace Museum in Rantoul, Illinois. This is part of the Link trainer. Getting back to the A4, it does not mention that it ever served with the Blue Angels, so I think that's just the paint scheme. Over here is a Sopwith Tri-Plane. 150 of these were built starting in 1916. Looks like they must have dances in here. And this is a P-19. I'm sorry, a PT-19 trainer. This is a B-36 Marauder. I'm following the marks on the floor. They highly recommend going through it in this direction just to prevent people piling up in narrow spots and thereby violating their COVID-19 restrictions. There's a little bit on the Navajo code talkers here. Some radio sets. Display of World War II battlefield communications. And a Iwo Jima memorial that looks like it can be moved around. I don't know, maybe for parades or something, I'm not sure. Certainly on a trailer, and permanently so. Kind of looks like they took mannequins and put them in real outfits and spray painted them. Not sure what the technique is there for the sculpture. I have a bit of a gallery in here. The Timken Gallery. tapered roller bearings and such. A very surprised looking nurse mannequin. I've never seen that before. A little bit about the World War II 50 mission crush cap. The bomber aircrews had to wear radio headsets over their service cap during flight to make the cap more comfortable to wear. They would remove the stiffening wire from the cap. The headset would then crush the cap, which would eventually retain its crushed appearance. Since it took a good many missions to properly achieve the look, a so-called 50 mission crush cap was considered a sign of seasoned combat veteran. Nice Eisenhower or Ike jacket. An assortment of German helmets and caps. That's a 1900s German firefighter's helmet. And some swords. This is an EOD bomb suit. Which EOD stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. And there's a picture of a controlled detonation done by EOD technicians. There's a bit of a display of various kinds of grenades and igniters. Compact metal detector, mine probe with an extendable mirror and an extendable mirror, non-metallic landmine, claymore mine, clacker firing device for a claymore mine, and a 81 millimeter mortar round, and an arming device, aerial bomb fuse, anti-tank bazooka rocket, an artillery fuse, homemade pipe bomb, 105 millimeter high explosive artillery projectile, anti-tank rifle grenade, more on explosive ordnance disposal. Take the elevator up to the gallery. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
exhibit on the Great War, World War I. Guns of August. A Kar 88 German carbine, an M1900 FN Browning, an M1898 Austrian Rostengasser revolver, a German Mauser C96 Red 9mm, Austro-Hungarian M07 Roth Steyr 8mm cavalry pistol, holster for it, a British Webley Mark 6 revolver, caliber .455, and a German P08 artillery Luger with 32 round snail drum magazine. This is a bit of an exhibit on the YMCA's participation in taking care of the troops. Some uniforms and dog tags from notable Ohioans participating in the war, the Great War. This is all about World War I military tanks and military bugle. This is U.S. Army trench bugle, gas alarm rattle, field message book, homing pigeons or messenger pigeons, Choctaw code talkers, surprise German eavesdroppers. Some really nice displays here. I'm not taking the time to read everything, but one could get a lot out of this. I'm a little bit pressed for time and still haven't really looked at the airplanes yet. But as the museum volunteer who introduced me here and got me started he pointed out that from their perspective, the museum is really about the people who served and not about the aircraft. So they have a lot more things that are not aircraft. Been on the Bataan Death March. And they have small displays on various particular individuals. Show their uniforms, their medals, various other things. It's all very nice. This is some of the better museum and artifact displays I've seen in museums right here. There's a captured Japanese headquarters flag. Captured during the Bougainville campaign. There's even some Civil War stuff here. Ohio in the Mexican War. There's a prisoner's outfit. A little bit on the War of 1812 here. Another Civil War soldier from Ohio. if you come here, don't skip the mezzanine. This is a good display. All right. Back downstairs. Some various women military. Susan Ann Cuddy, first Asian American woman to join the Navy. Hedy Lamarr, inventor. It's a pretty well-known story. Nice model of the USS Essex. Let's see, this is off of a fairly large plane. What does this say? Oh, it's a wheel off of a B-36. Magnesium wheel. Minus the tire. Downward firing ejection seat from a B-52. Various aircraft controls and ejection seats. And then we step into the Gallery of Heroes. Big display on John B. Anderson, General in Command. From his West Point uniform, field artillery in World War I, the interwar years, and then General Anderson in World War II, war trophies. Japanese Type 38 rifle, Japanese flag, Japanese officer's sword, Japanese bayonet, Japanese Type 14 pistol, 8mm Nambu, and a Japanese Type 94 8mm Nambu. The machine gun on the bottom is a World War II German MG-34 made in Nazi-occupied Czechoslovakia in 1945. After the war, it was one of 5,000 supplied to the fledgling state of Israel in its fight for independence. Trench art. Servicemen in France would have empty brass artillery shell casings made into these beautiful pieces of art by local artisans to take back home as souvenirs. It's an M2A1-2 flamethrower. Nice displays of World War I aircraft. Some German Pickelhaube pointed bonnet helmets. Collection of decorations and service awards. This is German Luftwaffe stuff. And here's some Japanese.
I had too much hope.
In February 1945, as the Allies advanced on Germany, Hitler ordered all prisoners of war to be executed. Because of a crude radio that the men had made for themselves, they had some idea of what was going on outside their camp. But soon, they would see for themselves.
Handmade Chinese opium pipe. And a Chinese opium pipe bandu with brass ends that was bamboo. Pieces of a downed Japanese bomber from China. Canteens, swords, bayonets, all Japanese or Chinese.
And we were not allowed to fly it. We were not allowed to display it in any way at all. But we were allowed to drape the caskets of somebody, the guys that got shot.
It's a Norden bomb site. A bit on Rosie the Riveter. Quite a few individual specific displays. A display on Pearl Harbor. Tuskegee Airmen. The Eagle Squadron, Americans in the RAF. The Raymond brothers, 6 brothers who apparently all served. Blimps in World War II, and a bit on the Korean War. Friends of the Super Saber. Throttle quadrant, or a throttle anyway. Instrument panel.
Incredibly, he manages to stabilize the wounded fortress. Over the intercom, he shouts for a damage assessment.
They looked out the back of the top and saw turrets. Pieces were flying off the tail of the airplane.
Ja, Amerikanets.
The rudder and elevators are destroyed.
Please communicate my particulars to American Military Mission Moscow. Jacket artwork.
You're going probably, I would say 165 miles an hour. That's how fast I'm going. Like I still have my ripcord. I pulled it. Nothing happened. And I was glad I was holding it because I figured, well, maybe I didn't pull it far enough. So I pulled it all the way. Nothing happened. So I was going to reach around and pull the flaps open, and I thought,
Bit on the Memphis Belle and the B-17 again.
how it came, and I didn't realize it. Matter of seconds later,
Small display on D-Day.
I would have bet money on that two years so far as didn't bring back all
And a helicopter rescue of downed soldiers and airmen. Or downed airmen and soldiers, if that makes any more sense. Again, this is a quick walk through here. You could spend a lot of time here. And the displays are all very well done. Looks like the text is interesting if you take the time to read it. All these gals look like they just woke up. Bit on the Martin glider, which is overhead. One of a kind. It's from 1908, built by William Martin of Canton, Ohio, just called the Glider. Its first flight was on January 12, 1909, pulled by Billy the Horse. It rose to a height of 25 feet and traveled 200 feet. Mrs. Martin was the next to fly, being the first woman pilot, had over 100 flights. They were friends of Charles Lindbergh, Orville and Wilbur Wright, Henry Ford, and Howard Hughes. The power was 1 horsepower, 1 to 45 depending on the tow. Looks like a radar unit from an airplane. This is a cockpit from an F-86 Sabre. A lot of stuff removed, but still interesting. A lot of good galleries along the wall. And we're looking at the tail end of another F-86 Sabre. There's the Martin glider again, different angle. These are rocket launch tubes. This is a AIM-4F Super Falcon air intercept missile. Direct Airfield Attacked Combined Munition, CBU-98B. There's a AIM-9B Sidewinder, B-61 Silver Bullet nuclear bomb, a Mark 20 Rock I-2 cluster bomb, a couple of them, looks like. A Russian FAB-250 M54 general purpose bomb, a Mark 82 500-pound bomb, an opened up M4 Sherman tank model. This is I'm not sure if that's correct for what's actually in there, or if this is, I think this is supposed to be like a radio controlled one. Yeah, looks like it's radio controlled. It's nothing like what's really inside the tank. If it was, there'd be no room for the crew. Interesting. Wish there was a little more information on that. Oh, here's a big sign. I was coming the wrong direction, but that's the way the arrows point on the floor. M4A3E8 1/5 scale model tank, RC controlled, V8 engine power, 76mm cannon, 30-50 caliber guns. So it's a running small V8. Model of a FI-103 or V1 buzz bomb. Backside of a Goodyear Amphibian. Bunch of radio equipment. And a M40A1 106mm recoilless rifle. And an M20 75mm recoilless rifle. Teletypewriters. Radio equipment.
Welcome to Maps Radio section. My name is Rick Bowman, and I welcome you. Enjoy the displays. Thank you. Let me know what you think.
A small model of a Saturn 1B space shuttle tire. This is from the Space Shuttle Columbia, used during orbital missions. Model of a Saturn V. There's a Titan II and a Redstone. Don't see an Atlas here. I don't see any signage saying what this particular model is. I mean, I know what it's of, but you know, a lot of people make large-scale flying rockets, and this might have been one. Various Apollo and Space Shuttle displays. There's a Gemini capsule, 1/3 scale. Pretty nicely done. And this is a gondola from a Goodyear Blimp. I have a video on YouTube of my flight on a modern Zeppelin dirigible flight in California. If you're interested in looking that one up, it's one of my earlier videos. F-86 again, and the Martin glider from the front side. Unfortunately, this guy's covered up. And there's that Goodyear Amphibian again. It's a GA-22A, the Goodyear Drake. Goodyear Aircraft Corporation began to design a small light amphibian before the end of the Second World War. The Drake was designed and built by engineers at Goodyear Aircraft in the late 40s and was completed in March of 1953. Goodyear used the prototype Drake for company business and demonstrations at many airports around the country, though the Drake remained based in Akron, Ohio for its entire career. It was designed to be a passenger amphibian, but it was capable of being used as a light cargo air carrier by removing the rear seat and left front seat. And down here on the floor is the envelope for a Goodyear Blimp. It fits on a normal, well, it's overlaid on a normal 4x4 pallet, but it's fully inflated. It would be 205 feet long and 60 feet high, with a helium volume of 248,000 cubic feet. And here it does say this is the gondola from a GZ-22 Goodyear Blimp. Going outside, It looks like it's sort of a hodgepodge of aircraft without signs and ones with. I presume this is a MiG something or another, but I'm not sure. I'll have to inquire later. This one does have a sign. It's a Lim 6 BIS Fresco. It's a Polish attack aircraft used between, it's a little too far away for me to read it. I'm gonna have to zoom in on the sign. Between 1961 and 1992 by the Polish Air Force, is a variant of the MiG-17. Okay, so that one taken care of. Still have to figure out what this guy is. That's an OH-58 Kiowa or Kiowa helicopter by Bell. And this is an AH-1 Cobra by Bell, attack helicopter. It's an F-45 Phantom II. This is an EA-6B Prowler. There is an actual airport here, of course. That's the gate that goes from this apron out to the airport so they can fly in and out various airplanes. This is an S2 tracker built by Grumman. Oh, somebody's flying a dual rotor helicopter over here. Let's see if I can get a better view of it. Don't see these every day. So we already did the S2 tracker. This is an F-14 Tomcat. Okay, still got a nice hover going out there. This is an L-29 Delphin. A military jet trainer, became the standard jet trainer for the Air Forces, the Warsaw Pact nations. This is an F-11 Tiger. This is an F9F 8P Cougar. And this is an A7 Corsair 2. No engine, you can look right through it. Well, the guy finally decided to fly away. This is an LIM-2 or MiG-15 UTI midget. This is a T-33A Shooting Star. And we're over here by the radar for the nearby airport. They've got some odds and ends stowed here. I don't know if these are something that belongs to the airport or if they're part of the museum, but they're outside of the fence, so I'm guessing they're part of the museum. Some jet bridges and cargo boxes or cargo pallets, and the rollers that can be used to roll cargo around, and all sorts of good stuff. I don't know what this is from. It looked like they trucked it in from somewhere. And there's some sort of an amphibian in pieces back there. Part of a helicopter. A couple other airplanes and parts back there. This is an F-105 Thunder Chief. An F-102 Delta Dagger. F-101 Voodoo. An F-100 Super Sabre. And a T-37 Tweet or Tweety Bird. There's another one that we walked past way over there. And a C-47 or DC-3 in good condition. This looks like it might be a flyer. The Ruptured Duck. What does it say about this C-47? Yeah, the signage is too small for me to read. Wish it was a little closer to the ropes. There's only a couple of more here. This is an A26 Invader. Also looks like it might be a flyer. This was on display at the 94th Aero Squadron restaurant in West Palm Beach, Florida, and then moved in 2000 to the Historical Aircraft Squadron Fairfield County Airport, Lancaster, Ohio, and then moved here in 2012. This looks like it's Twin Beach. An SNB-5 Expediter, Twin Beach Model 18. Also in very good shape. Looks like they could fly it. And there's a sign here for the T-28A Trojan, which has been pulled out and put here.